Roland Kuffler on Unit 9 wrap-up, he says, cha versus ja is very hard for me. I reviewed the spreadsheet with simple final A, and it seems like cha becomes TSHA sound and ja is DSHA, which is nearly indistinguishable for my ears. Any comments? Interestingly enough, Roland left this comment 2 lessons before we were going to introduce the minimal pairs Anki deck, which is designed exactly for this. And in it, I wasn't surprised to find, I wasn't actually totally sure, but I wasn't surprised to find at all that cha, ja, and sha are all in there. And so what those cards are meant to do is that on the front of the card, you hear audio, and it says, did you hear CHA second tone or did you hear ZHA second tone? Which one was it? And then you say to yourself, it was CHA second tone, and then it'll reveal whether or not you were right. And these are very useful because you can hear the difference and compare them and get better and better. Then there's another element to this, which is that one of the things that helps you get better at distinguishing sounds is having a better vocabulary. Now that might not seem obvious, but it certainly is obvious once you know a lot of words. So for example, cha, second tone with CHA, that's most commonly used in the word for tea, which is just directly cha, but it's also used in the word for like investigate or look up, which is in a number of different words. You can actually just say chai cha, chai cha, which means like to look it up or reference something. Oh, can you just chai cha this person's school records or something? And then there's also jiancha, which is like inspection of some sort. 安全检查 is your safety inspection or the safety, area at the airport, right? Which they'll often just abbreviate to 安检. So 安全检查 安检. That's a very common thing to see in Chinese. So that's an example of 2 words that use cha. And then for ja, it's used a lot less. So you don't see it in a lot of words. Like here's one, 挣扎, which is kind of like to struggle for something. Then there's ja, which means like detritus. So like sort of like the stuff that ends up getting like left over in the bottom of a coffee pot or something, which then can be used as like to be in the word 家人, which basically means like scumbag. You're the detritus person, right? And so the types of words that use ja and use cha and use sha, they aren't related to each other. And so when you build up your vocabulary, you'll start to see that, well, it doesn't make any sense for cha to be here, but it does for ja, right? So that actually will help you a lot. And then the other thing to recognize, so with that in mind, so we have the minimal pairs deck that will help you face the problem directly by practicing it. And then the second one is that the vocabulary words will help you recognize it. The other truth in this is that, of course, you will eventually be able to distinguish between these two. It just takes practice. So at the very beginning, it's tough to distinguish, but naturally over time, you're going to be able to get that difference between the, cha, which has that kind of ch, it's a bit more like Charlie Chaplin, right? And ja, which is more to the more like George, right? It's kind of got that j sound, not the ch, right? And you'll get that obviously at some point. Now you may not get it now, but through the process of listening and building up your vocabulary and doing the minimal pairs deck, you'll definitely get it eventually. So those things will all help.